So hi everyone, I am Junavie a second-year student of Cebu Technological University, Boal Campus, and taking up Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics. And I welcome you all to my channel with this new episode in my channel called Tech Talks or Technology Talks. So, since we are talking about technology, I have here 10 questions regarding the use and importance of technology, and I am going to interview some guests who will share their point of views and own notions about these certain questions. So, without further ado, let me introduce to you to Miss Zara May Gabalio and Miss Josephate Calistino. So, hi! Musta man mga guys? How was school?
Medyo stressful.
Pero laban lang.
But laban lang,
So,
yes.
in today's episodes, we are going to talk about technology. So, since I am confident enough that you will answer me with all your best in this question, so I ask you a favor, and thank you so much for granting me the favor. So, without further discussions, so here are some questions. So, since I know you are exposed and you are fan of technology, so is Google or internet making us smarter or dumber, and why?
So, Google and internet making us smarter and somewhat dumber sometimes because na siya dapat nga gamitan na to responsibility, which is dapat mo lanta to sa consequences, sa advantage or disadvantages niya, kung unsay bad or good niya. Dapat smart enough ta para mo gamit ani, dili lang kay para to make us smarter, dapat smart enough ta mo gamit sa internet or Google.
Yes, because in your point, you said that in using technology, we need to be wise. We need to be responsible enough to know its advantages and disadvantages. Kung makaayo ba siya nato or dili ba makaayo nato, because everything has its consequences.
Yes.
Okay. So, thank you. Then, with this, let's proceed to the next. So, do technological devices bring more good than bad to people, and why?
For me, technological devices bring more good to people. It's because sa padaan, technology makes our work
easier.
Yes, easier.
Makes our
It's for
lives
easier, but it depends on us what method or way we will use to. So we should be also responsible. Brings more good to people. And also sa from businesses to companies daan, it makes their businesses mas mo grow up pa.
Okay,
and to reach more people.
They have the ground, they have the what do you call this? They have the tendency, they tend to do research using technologies, which is very helpful to them. Yes, okay. Then another more.
So, pwede po siya makaingon ta nga bad to people if ang kanang for example kanang student nga dili gani responsible. So, dili sila responsible, so napoy kanang bad to people, makaingon ta nga bad nga effect sa ilaha kay dili man sila responsible sa paggamit sa technology.
So, yes, I agree, since these devices includes the use of cell phones, the use of computers,
and
which
produce po sila UV rays, which is not good
not
sa eyesight.
good. Then makakuansan sila og addiction to users, labi na sa mga new generations.
So depende lang yun siya sa paggamit.
Okay. Thank you for your point. Then, in this case, should there be a limit to technological advancement, and why?
I think there's no limit sa technological advancement, but I guess it depends on you if that is too much for you or not much, because what if that is too much for you, then sa ako is not enough pa siya, 'di ba? It's depend on our sa atong
So for you, there should be no limit in technological advances, but but realize the responsibilities you will give or you will do in order to use the technology. For you, Zara, should there be a limit to technological advancement and why?
So for me, there should not be a limit to technological advancement kay if we are going to base our country, we are under development. So, kuan pa siya, kung baga, kuan ba, dapat mo advance pagani taman kontra sa, dili na to, limitan yun ang kanang advancement sa technology na to kay, na,
So you agreed nga we should learn to adopt the changes. We should learn to adopt the advancement of technology
yeah.
in order for us to be higher, to considered as kanang more literate enough or more advanced enough as a country,
Yes.
not just for our individuals satisfaction, but for everybody.
Yes.
So like ang ana.
And one more thing, if it's for the betterment of the country, of its people, then why not limit? Why not,
So creation, you do
Yes.
not need to limit creations if it is for the betterment of everybody, for the people. Okay. I like your point. So thank you for that. In that case, how much is too much for you?
tricky question ba?
This question is very tricky. Na-trigger sila sa question, guys.
ikaw, Zara.
Too much.
How much is too much for you, since you are since earlier you said that using technology, it should lies our responsibilities in using it. Then you should said earlier also that there should be a limit in technological advancements. So in this time, how much is too much for you?
I think ang too much for me is kana too much usage na siya when give na siya og
Effects sa
effects sa
tao,
atong
effects sa
health,
atong
sa
health.
either sa atong eyesight or sa brain, sa atong health development. So I think that's at the point nga mo say tag too much na niya.
So you said that too much for you is about the usage, not the innovation, not the creation,
itself.
but the usage. Okay. For you, you have
Agree po ko sa iya nga idea. And then, too much for me is if makakita na ta kung unsay nahitabo sa paggamit ng ano niya, what kanang like if ning effect na siya sa atong mental health kay usahay pagbaya kay social media sa atong paggamit maayo or in a way nga
maratag mo hallucinate.
no limited
like,
na wala na siya
addicted
limit
na
gani
ta.
sa
Usage.
usage really hapon na nga kuan mo.
Especially if di nakaka-control sa imong self, the way ka mo think and ano.
Okay. Mura na kag ma-hyper kay ngano or dili ma-trigger na ka sa uban nga post in this. You are a person with this positive outlook, positive vibes in life, but kanang a certain post of someone while you are scrolling up on your social media account, murag ma-trigger na ka nga murag, baby, I like something you are starting to wonder. No, like ang ana nga too much. So ang inyong too much is more on ni-relate mo or more on ni-rely mo sa usage rather than the creation. Okay? Thank you for your answer. Welcome back. So, for the continuation of our interview, which is about tech talks or the technology talks, I have here another guest that will share her point of view and own perspectives about some questions. So without further ado, let me introduce you to her. So please let us all welcome Miss Muriel Tabuada.
I'm here.
So hi Nang. Hi Nang. So how are you?
I am crazy. I am
Oh.
fine.
So thank you so much for granting me a request to be my guest in this project of mine about technology. So without further discussions, I am going to ask you 3 questions that are part in my projects. And to start with, I am going to ask you about this. So since you are fun and you are aware about technology, so I am confident enough that you will answer these questions wholeheartedly. Then, so I'll ask you now. So, are you aware about robotics and humanity? What is your understanding about it?
Robotics and humanity, I am slightly aware of it. And the only thing I know about it is that robotics and humanity are the future humans in the future. And I
So
think
yeah, I find it. I'm also agreed at some point with you since we all know that in this modern times, technology evolves and scientists innovates a lot, and robotics are one of it. So your point is robots. You know that robots is the human in the future. So so here is my follow-up questions. So since you are aware that about robotics and humanity and you agreed and you say that robots is the human in the future. So who should be accountable if someone's safety is compromised by a robot since you said earlier that robots is the human in the future?
for me, the one who is accountable
Yeah.
for the safety of the humans because of the robots is the scientist or the one behind bars of the robotics.
Creation of the
Yes,
robots.
the creation of the robots.
Yeah, since you also know and we both know that robots won't exhibit without humans. So netizens, we all know that robots won't exhibit without humans.
Yeah.
Yes. Then, in the future, since we are talking about the future and robots, technology, since it is since rapidly evolved, in the future, when machines and robots became more human-like, with all the attendance, our feelings and thoughts, is the value of the person inversely proportional of that of the value of robots exhibiting an artificial intelligence?
For me, I would agree that it is inversely proportional because soon if the robots will become higher, so
Will the demand of the
assume
robots.
it will become demand,
Mm.
we will tend more and depend more on the robots. So the value of the humans will become.
Yes, but at some point of your thought, do you still agree that if humans will tend not to depend on robots, so still the human value and the human actions will go higher than the robots itself? If scientists might see its disadvantages, its harm to its people, but you still agree to it. But with these questions, you agree that if the value of the robots got higher, then the value of the person or the human being decreases. So I hope you guys. So that's all. That's the end of our session for today. So I hope you all guys learned something about my interview to my friend. And yeah, that's all for today. Thank you. So for the last part of our interview, so I have here two more questions to be answered by our guest. And these questions are, so who will answer first? Any of you? Okay. Can the replacement of a teacher by robots be a consequences of the development of information technologies in education?
In my opinion, kay robots would be excellent teachers, but all robots are limited ang kuan lang niya precisely because they are not human and can't relate or understand complete ang ingon ta nga sa student. Dili sila ka relate kay ilaha kay limited ra mga information nga gis system sa ilang or programming ba na gi-program
Oh,
sa ilang
gi-input na nila. So you said that robots is not that limited enough to cater the needs of the students when it comes to education, since they are only basing their capabilities for what the scientist or the creator input some programs on the system.
Mura kumbaga murag cognitive ra ilaha kay
Oh.
kuan ra.
So di gid sila ka feel like, for example, moingon ang student nga ay maka-feel ang student og tiredness kanang murag kanang galibog siya, doubted siya yung ani. So dili jud siya ka-cater sa needs sa student nga ma-solve ang solution, ma-solve ang problema sa usa ka student since ang iyahang ma-cater ra is wa jud siya ma-cater since limited ra man siya. Like ing ana nga
Wala sila emotional.
wala sila emotion. Okay.
Social sensitivity,
Wala sila ing ana. Nanjud mo'y point. So, thank you so much for that wonderful point in this question. So, let's proceed. So, do you believe that in the future, they do not need us or they do not need people, and why? Do you agree with this statement or these questions?
No.
Definitely not. And why?
Syempre, technology, they're not gonna exist if without humans, without our intelligence.
Exactly.
Yes. Ano rin na sila eh. Creation lang na sila.
So-
They don't exist itself, but just a creation.
So, for you, di gid sila mo exist without human behind.
It's
human
not like
behind it.
mugawas sila volcano. No, indeed creation. They need intelligence sa humans.
So in the future, even if I will say that robots is the human in the future, dili gyud gihapon ka mo agree or dili gyud gihapon ka mo satisfy sa statement nga robot is the human of the future since matud pa sa imong giingon nga robots doesn't exist or doesn't exhibit without creators or scientists nga ni mugna sa robots.
Yes.
So, definitely, munid pa gyud gihapon sila tao.
Because
Okay.
robot cannot make a robot.
No matter unsa ka advancement siya, they still need humans because what if na I'm go something wrong sa ilang system
Oo.
that humans are the master of them.
So
yes.
gaingon ka if ever na ay like sanay na ay like na dili maayo or na ay damage sa system sa usa ka robot. So kanang another robots dili jud siya maka-fix ana kung dili ang tao jud siya kasi human man jud ang magbuhat niya. Humans are all behind the creation of robots and especially scientists, inventors, and creators. So much. So that's all for today, I guess. All questions are answered by our selected guest. And thank you so much, guys, for granting my request. I owe you a lot. So that's all for today. I hope you learned something about my interviews, about your dilemmas or confusions about technologies, its importance, its uses, and its disadvantages. I hope you gain something from the answers of our dear guest, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.